there's a lot going on out there. Hi everyone. We're in February 2026. There's so much going on for starseeds. So much going on for everyone. Did we ever expect to still be here in 2026? I don't think so. I think the liberation is long overdue. We all know it. But let's get into what we're here for today. So, a recap from the first podcast, The Welcome. I run a support group for starseeds every week on Zoom, and I would love to put on more Zooms all through the week to reach everyone we need to reach, because so many starseeds are really struggling. However, there's a thing called being human and having a certain capacity. So I was thinking, how can I reach a wider audience? And I thought, well, let's try and recreate Starseed Circle in a podcast. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We have a script in our meetings. Hearing the same thing each time can be so soothing to the nervous system. And one thing I know about being a starseed, the nervous system is under just so much stress. So we have a script, we have readings, we have meditations. So I'm going to offer all of that to you today. It will be adapted, of course. This is an open platform. Sadly, I can't bring you guys in to share. Maybe one day we can have at least a private platform where you can share in the comments more privately. But let's just see how this goes and where it takes us. I think we can create something wonderful here. So let's get into the script. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our wider Starseed Circle. Before we begin, let me introduce myself and introduce Circle. My name is Liz. I live in the UK and I'm a starseed. We starseeds came as an army of light bearers to assist in the liberation of Earth from the dark forces. We could not have signed up for a tougher mission. The past decades have been especially dark, and many of us are feeling isolated and exhausted, our missions thwarted. Some of us fear we won't make it through liberation. I don't want to lose any more starseeds to feelings of hopelessness, despair, and feeling all alone. So what is the answer to our struggle? How can we support each other and get over the finish line of the great liberation? The wider Starseed Circle is a place we can gather together and share our feelings, our struggles, our experiences, and our hope. We need each other more than ever. As the divide between starseeds and the sleeping masses seems ever wider, the darkness before the dawn is at its darkest. Starseed Circle does not replace doing our inner work or seeing a therapist or a healer, but it does potentially fill the void of aloneness, making the other challenges of liberation that much easier. If we are each willing to show up as our true selves, with love and compassion for each other, we can create a harmony and unity to sustain us and refuel our inner light. You may be thinking, I'm not sure I belong here. I've not suffered enough, or you have suffered so much you can't even begin to share. If you identify as a starseed with awareness of the great liberation of Earth from dark forces, and you are in need of connection, you are welcome here. There is no obligation to share in the comments if you prefer to just listen. Imagine we are gathered together around a campfire in sister and brotherhood. We sit by the fire and tell the stories of our lives. We tell of what pains us and feel held by our brothers and sisters knowing how we feel. We share our hopes and vision, our dreams that most people would think are crazy. But we are amongst friends here, with no limit to our imaginations, with memories returning of lives lived all across the cosmos. Welcome home, beloved starseeds. Welcome home. Now, normally in Circle, we would run through guidelines to listening, guidelines to sharing, and guidelines to keeping ourselves emotionally safe as we all come together and share deeply. So I will go into those guidelines in more depth in another podcast. But today, I want to get into the reading. We have a reading every circle from various starseed sources and also thoughts from my own brain. You'll be very pleased to know. So, just before we get into the reading, let's do a quick meditation for all those that would like to join me to set our space and bring in some protections. So, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and just making sure you're sitting or lying comfortably. And another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Just settling into yourself, settling into where you are, settling into listening to my voice. And the next time you breathe in, filling your being with brilliant white light from Source. Every single inch of your body filling with beautiful, brilliant white light. And as you breathe out any tension, any discomfort, any worry from your day. And when you're ready to breathe in again, filling your being with brilliant white light from Source. And when you're ready, breathing out. This time breathe out brilliant white light. And now just breathing normally. I want you to imagine the vibrant, beautiful violet flame swirling all around you and through your being. Protective violet flame. Protecting you and your outer auric field. As you sit calmly, just breathing, perhaps smiling at all the beautiful energies around you and through you. Beloved, authentic violet flame, please protect us from all darkness, physical and non-physical, and any negativity. Protect our circle. Protect everyone who comes into this circle. Thank you. And as you continue to breathe and relax and unwind, perhaps calling in the guides that you would like to have with you today, calling in higher self. You may wish to call in I Am Presence. Bring in everyone and any energies that serve you. Thank you everyone for joining me in this meditation. You may want to stay in a meditative state with eyes closed as we move into the reading, or if you'd like to be up and alert and listening, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And of course, always being discerning of what you take in. Everything is your choice, everything is sovereign. So we move into the reading. Now, I'm going back to the very first reading we did in a Starseed Circle all of 10 months ago. We're 10 months old. It's very adorable. And it's been so lovely to revisit this reading. I used to do 2 readings in a meeting. I don't know how I used to fit that in. We now just do 1. More time for sharing. But it's just been a delight to go back to this first reading. I can't tell you. So let me pull up the correct file. So readings are from various Starseed sources, including the brain of yours truly. And this first one, you'll be pleased to know, really isn't from just my little brain. It's a beautiful reading from a very beautiful book. I think it's available online. I'll try and dig out the link, as in long passages published online. I will check that out. So the reading, oh look at that, I've not brought up the right reading. technical issues backstage here. Please bear with me, everyone. Short intermission. Okay, I think I'm... Here we are. See, this is a genuine circle with all the usual glitches. So today's reading is from the book The Return of Light, Revelations from the Creator God Horus. Now, as with all the readings, and especially those that come from my brain, please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's absolutely fine. The readings are simply to prompt shares. Just help us dig a little bit deeper. You certainly don't need to agree with what's in the readings. However, I suspect you might find this quite beautiful like I do. So this book, I think it's channeled by a team of people, but the channeler of this particular passage is Karen, forgive the pronunciation, Karen Kirschbaum. Again, I'll add some links. This podcast is going to be littered with terrible pronunciations. I will just put that public relations message out there right now. Please forgive me. Just constantly forgive me. And the purpose of this book is to share Horus's message of hope for this time on Earth. So very relevant to us starseeds. The reading begins, and this is a side note. So Heru is best known in our world as Horus, the Egyptian god of light, wisdom, spiritual vision, and protection. Heru is the ancient Egyptian form of his name and is preferred by him to the Latinized Horus. And I'll just add how that is spelled, Heru, Heru. So now we go into Heru's channeled message. I, Heru, am one of the creator gods. We are a group of beings that Prime Creator created prior to this creation. And so we are older than this universe. When Prime Creator said, "Let there be light," we were the instruments through which that was manifested. We are the weavers of this magical substance that Prime Creator pours forth endlessly. We shape that substance into forms, that sacred substance, into forms, into elements, into worlds, into universes, into souls. We are the beings who create the soul inside the sun, and we create the sun. All substance that we create with is of Prime Creator. I personally, along with others, was involved in the creation of this universe, and of many of the souls who inhabit this planet. So I am father, uncle, and great-uncle to many of you. And I would like to reclaim my own, to lift up, embrace, and heal my children. I would like this book to accomplish hope, joy, self-healing, and the beginning of the accolades that will be heaped upon all of those that held to the light. I want the unvarnished truth to be revealed so that full, true healing can take place. This is not about putting band-aids on a tumour, but it is about restoration of true health. Beloved humans, I would have you know that many of you have come into this universe with missions of light and healing and hope. Because of the degraded nature of where this planet and this whole sector of creation are, most of these plans have not been fulfilled. Therefore, there is a deep frustration, anguish, pent-up creativity, and so on, that is very heart-wrenching to witness on my part. I know that for each of you to have had your highest dreams of giving service subverted and perverted and stopped has to be painful beyond words. And first, I want to say that the most important thing that all of you have done collectively and individually is to hold enough of the light, enough of the truth, and enough integrity so that this world and this universe are salvageable and will be restored. That is a service above and beyond any of your individual dreams of service, and this is the most important thing that you have done. Though some of you may at this point be heartsick, weary, soul-fatigued and damaged, you have been successful. You are the great heroes. There is no medal or commendation that could honour you enough. Please take this deep within your heart, that each and every one of you who has held onto even a speck of the light, even a speck of integrity, have been victorious. The promise of restoration and restitution is at hand, and the time that you will eventually be able to see this is very near. End quote. Taken from The Return of Light, Revelations from the Creator God Horus. Compiled by and all copyright to Elora Gabriel, Karen Gershbaum, Shakura Ray and Marjorie Bayer. Karen is the crystal clear channel who channeled all the information recorded in these pages. And again, apologies for pronunciation of names there, guys. And I want to say a huge thank you for all the forces of light which brought this book to me. That brought this book to me and this passage to me for our first ever Starseed Circle 10 months ago, and that brings it back to me for this podcast. Thank you, Master Heru, for being here with us and understanding us and understanding what we're going through, and for bringing this message through. Thank you, and all the brave souls who brought this book into manifestation. Thank you, brave starseeds. So next in Circle we begin the shares. Shares are normally up to 5 minutes long, and people share on the reading, or they share what's on their mind that day, how they're feeling. They might be sharing about any latest news that's affected them, and we share about the progress of the liberation, and we really tried to share our burdens. I was recently reminded of I don't know who it was. Again, I'll try and find the reference for this. There was a culture, I don't know if it was the Native Americans or certain tribes somewhere, where the children before bedtime would always offload all of their fears to the elders. No judgment, no comment, just offload everything that they were concerned about and worried about. A proper dump. And I love that idea. And they do that just before bed. And then they get to have a good night's sleep. And I'm thinking that really is what Circle is. We get to just dump everything and then just feel so much lighter. So the sharing time. So I'm going to give a share now as a bit of an example. And if you'd like to share in the comments, and this is, I'm sad that we're limited here. You guys only have the comments to share in, but it's a start, let's start somewhere. Maybe one day, if this grows, then we can have at least a private platform. And eventually more Zoom calls would just be wonderful. Again, if the demand is there, if people need that. So here's my share today, and this is where I have to leave behind anything I think I should say, and anything I think people need to hear. This is about me recentering, leaving behind that I'm even doing this podcast. Just what do I need to share today as a starseed, whether based on the reading or anything else. My first thought is, I was so touched doing this reading again today. I had a technical issue recording this the first time. A real kind of duh moment. I hadn't turned off the dehumidifier. This is how current this share is. And you'll laugh at me. And I was listening back to recording. I was like, what is that buzzing? What is that buzzing in the background? I've got everything set up. I've got my beautiful mic because I used to do music. So I've got the beautiful mic, and what is that buzzing? I was like, oh my goodness. And like Heru would come through beautifully, and doing the reading and nearly made me cry. And I was like, oh, this is so authentic, wonderful, good. This is going to, I'm really pleased that's come through. And then I have to do the whole thing again. So, yeah. And I just smile and I think, well, Master Heru, I guess I needed the practice. And I could just sense these higher forces kind of just smiling at me. Sorry, smiling with me. Smiling with me. She's trying, bless her. She's trying. Rule number 1, turn off the dehumidifier. I love this reading because I spent years frustrated trying to find my way in the spiritual community. I guess so many of us have done it. The New Age spiritual community, I came out of the childhood a bit wrecked, as so many of us do, and searching. Where is the real initiations? Where's the sacred rites? Where's the rite of passage? How do I, spiritually develop in a safe way? And everything that I just knew so deeply in my soul, where were the temples? Where were the goddess temples? Where could I learn? Where could I grow? Where could I, find the real life? And I searched in the spiritual community, and so much of it was just, think positively, manifest your perfect life. And now a lot of us understand what all that was about, and how the dark side had infiltrated so much that the last thing they wanted was the whole of the starseed community to be aware of the dark side, because, we are badass motherfuckers, and we probably would have stopped it in an instant if we'd all woken up in the same instant and, had a bit more support, to be fair, and the light forces to break through all the darkness. But yeah, my goodness, can you just imagine? I swear the liberation would have happened 30 years ago if the New Age, and not all of the New Age, I think everything comes out of light and dark at the moment still, until liberation, that is. The dark side trying to influence stuff, the light side trying to get good stuff out there at the same time. So good aspects of the light of the New Age, and also just all the corruption, and it was just to pacify a whole generation of what would have been really powerful starseeds. And one of those generations was mine, and that hurts my heart. That just hurts my heart, to think the last 30 years of misery didn't need to happen, let alone the last 3,000, let alone the last 3 million, just... Oh. Anyway, what do I really need to share? What was I sharing? So to hear Heru's words, it just felt extraordinary when I first found this. Just, oh my God, he understands. He's not trying to gaslight me. He's not trying to say, oh, just, you're just not thinking positively enough to change your life. And, oh, well, you keep turning your mind to what the dark side are up to, so you'll just create more of it. It's just being honest, just saying, look, it's hell down there. And you're my children, and I'm so sorry you're going through this. And it hurts my heart, and I know how devastating it is to know that you have soul missions, and your soul wants to express in just not even a million different ways, in infinite different ways, and it's been hampered again and again and again and again and again. And he knows the pain of that. He knows the pain of that, and he's telling me, I know your pain. I know your pain. And what I also hear in his words, what he's not actually said there, but I could just feel it. He knows what it is to comprehend the true darkness on this planet, and just to be absolutely gutted out by it. Just how could this have gone on? And I need spiritual masters. I need my guides to just tell me over and over again, just to keep me in reality, So I'm not starting to beat myself up or feel that I'm crazy. It's like, I think of, living on this planet, it's an abusive relationship with the ruling forces, the dark ruling forces that have been. And it's just like when you've been in an abusive relationship, you very often need someone else to say, you're not crazy. This is not you who's crazy. This is not your madness. This is just the madness that you're in. And I need that every day, or else I start going a bit crazy. I need reminding, I'm not the crazy one. Of course I feel despair and loneliness, and then I beat myself up for not holding the light. It's like, no, the light is to feel my feelings and to process this and to be with myself like, the most loving parent would be with a child. Like, I'm here with you and I know you're in pain and I'm so, so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry for all the pain on this planet. So that's my share today. Thank you so much for listening and holding that space for me. In other shares, I'm very angry. In other shares, I'm joyful. I've managed to tap back into that higher place and I'm very joyful. All kinds of shares, and sometimes I share about experiences I've had with spirit guides and initiations and all kinds of things, and I hear these wonderful stories from my fellow starseeds in our group, and I get to hear their feelings, and I get to hear their grief, and I get to hear their anger, and I get to hear what beautiful hearts they are to be angry, because of course we should be angry, and I get to hear their deep, deep grief, because we starseeds hold the impossible. We hold what this earth should be and yet have to live in what it is. And that's an impossible thing, and we do it every single day. We do it every single day. So, at the end of sharing time, I might just hold that moment, actually, because this is often how it feels to me at the end of sharing time, where we've all just let out this huge exhale together, and yeah. And there's something about the gravity of that, the gravity of what we are in, acknowledging that and holding that together, that for me is just so healing. And I breathe deeper, like the load is lightened just that little bit, in the gravity, in the weightiness, in the just grounding, in my nervous system, just calming that bit more, because I'm not alone, and I've just shared these beautiful, incredible things with a group of starseeds who are compassionate and loving and just the best people. And that is the potential of our podcast. And it is our podcast. This is not my podcast. This is our podcast. This is made by all the energy that every starseed who comes here, what energy they bring, what the energy that you're bringing. So I thank you and I honour you. And I honour you for being on this planet and for being the bright light that you are, and for enduring everything you've endured. So, at the end of sharing time, and perhaps very appropriately, we move into a second meditation. Now, this meditation, I try to pick up on any themes that came up during the meeting. If anyone wants healing for anything, I will include it in the meditation. And as a support for starseeds, there's a lot of meditations out there where starseeds are actively helping the planet. So this meditation very often is more about bringing it home to us. Support the starseeds and you've got one liberated planet. And I truly believe that. So once again, sitting comfortably. Taking a deep breath in and filling your being with brilliant white light. And on the exhale, seeing this brilliant white light leaving your body and breathing in again, brilliant white light, filling your body, filling your being, filling your vast being. And as you exhale brilliant white light. And breathing more normally. So this meditation, we're going to set our space a little bit more and set our intentions going forward for this podcast. So I want you to imagine we are in a temple. Now for me, this temple, it's round and it's open on all sides. It's beautiful, pristine white. And it looks out on a beautiful, sacred valley. Now you can imagine any temple you wish. What is beautiful to you? What puts a smile on your face? What kind of temple puts a smile on your face? What is just so beautiful to you? It touches you right in the heart. And just imagine we're all sat together in this temple. Imagine everyone else who's here. There's such a gorgeous, bright light. Everyone's light so unique, so beautiful. Every starseed here belongs here. And let's make the flavour of this podcast really defined, really unique in itself, so everyone who walks in knows exactly what we are and who we are and whether they belong here or not. Whether the nourishment that is here is going to be good for them and the nourishment they bring is going to be good for the circle. And anyone who perhaps this isn't the space for them, they go with our blessing. They go with our blessing to find the spaces that are right for them, that are nourishing and beautiful and connected and safe and alive and joyful, as we want our circle to be alive and joyful and nourishing and safe. So just take a moment, and if there's only one person who's listened to this so far, just imagine all the future starseeds listening to this, and all the starseeds perhaps in the ethers, and imagining all the guides and ascended masters being welcomed into the circle. You can welcome your guides into the circle as you wish. And I don't know about your temple, but my temple is filling up with a lot of extraordinary beings and extraordinary light. Perhaps acknowledging for a moment that every single being in this temple space is here because we're here for the liberation. Each of us carries in our heart everything that has gone on this planet, and we are part of this great mission. And we know the suffering that we've all been through. And we hold this together. We hold this together. And bringing the attention gently back to yourself, where you are sitting, yet also in the temple, where you are sitting in the temple, in the circle, bringing back the attention to your own body, your own self. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and checking in with yourself. What do you need in this space? What do you need to receive from this space? And is there anything you want to bring when you're ready? You've already brought yourself, and that's just more than anything. You brought yourself. So let's now bring together collective intention, everyone who is in this circle, current and future, and one day in the past, and all the ascended masters here, and all the guides, all the beautiful beings of light. Let's set our collective intention that this wider starseed circle is a place of real deep healing, of solace, of truth, of compassion, of care, of gentleness with each other, of fierce intent for the light. And any other prayers you wish to bring to this space, please do bring them. As we gently hold in mind our own hearts and the temple and everyone who is here with us. The beautiful, brilliant white fire from source, and a pillar of light running through the centre of our circle, perhaps reflecting off everyone's faces. The violet flame protecting us, and any other protections you wish to bring to our circle. The mirror shield, a giant, impenetrable mirror shield all around our wider starseed circle. Everyone who is in our circle is protected. This pristine, divine mirror shield that bounces off and transmutes at the same time any darkness, physical and non-physical, and any negativity. And it's beautiful to look on this mirror shield. Its own life force. And around the mirror shield we have a cloak of invisibility. We are undetected. We blend in. No one can detect just what a bright light it is inside. Our sanctuary. And all these protections so strong from the multiple times we have been in this space together. For I am certain we've all been here before. And bringing the attention back to ourselves once more and just absorbing the beauty of this place, the beauty of the temple, the beauty of everyone who is here. Setting our intentions. And then letting it all go and just breathing in and breathing out. Thank you so much for joining me in this space, for doing this work with me, this sacred work. And with a few more breaths, just gently come back to where you are in your human life. If you wish to, you can recall any energies, traces, tracks from this podcast, returning fully and completely to yourself, grounded, held and supported by beautiful Mother Earth, connected, fulfilled, empowered from all the light above. Thank you. So after the meditation, we very gently wrap up the meeting, and people are welcome to stay in meditative state if they wish to, and just listen to my voice, or you can come back to the room, come back to the virtual room, fully awake and alive. As I return to our Starseed Circle script. Sharing in circle can trigger memories and emotional responses. Please take care of yourselves after circle. Please do share in the chat box if you would like as to what your self-care this evening will look like. Now, I have been known to post going to the river. I'm very lucky to live near a river, and a nighttime visit can just be so healing. And I have also been known to post that my self-care is cake. So all responses are welcome. And it can be really good just to plant that sort of flag in the ground of, yes, I'm going to take care of myself after this podcast. Before we close the circle, some quick reminders. Please remember, everything shared in circle stays in circle. Now, of course, we're on an open platform here, everyone, so please use your discernment. Only share in the comments what you're happy to be on an open platform. And, you know, as I've mentioned, the dream is that we can have a private platform at some stage. Now, normally on the Zoom, there's opportunity to chat afterwards. Again, you know, please do chat in the comments. And what I'll also say in the comments, if you want to discuss something or something that someone else has shared in the comments, then do just ask their permission first. And this is flying against the wind of every comment section, or virtually every comment section on the internet. But please ask their permission first. And that's because shares may be vulnerable. And they might include something that's never been shared before. So, you know, let's see what beautiful space we can hold within reason, you know. Again, let's have a private space in the future. Let's manifest that. Please join us again. The more we spend time together, the more opportunity for our wider starseed circle to impact our lives and well-being. Thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting your fellow starseeds. Until we meet again, may God and Goddess be with you.